Hello and welcome to Metro West Conference boys basketball, and tonight it's the St. Louis Park Orioles taking on the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles. And for the St. Louis Park Orioles, they come into this game at 5-11 against Bloomington Kennedy, coming into this game at 10-6. I'm joined with Tom Whitlock tonight, and Tom, should be a good basketball game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think records can be deceiving. Looking at that, St. Louis Park, maybe the overall record isn't what they want it to be, but certainly they've started out well in conference.
Well, and I think, too, when you look at St. Louis Park, you look at a very difficult schedule from the way they started their season with some really tough teams in there, and then and that's really helped prepare them as the season's gone on. And a big win for St. Louis Park just a couple games ago against Robbinsdale Cooper, a team who only had 3 losses, and St. Louis Park was able to pull out a last-second win against Robbinsdale Cooper. So.
Yeah, that's a really important win for this team, having gone on the road against Chaska and Cooper. And to my recollection, we haven't won too many games at Cooper, so that's a real accomplishment for this team to get a win there and really put themselves in great position the rest of the way.
And St. Louis Park has won 4 out of their last 6 games, beating Chanhassen, Bloomington Jefferson, Benilde St. Margaret's, and Cooper. There are 2 losses to Chaska and Waconia. Waconia, a very good basketball team this year. I think they're ranked in the top 6 in 3A. So.
Okay. Yeah, St. Louis Park has played a lot of top 10 teams in both classes.
Starting lineups for the St. Louis Park Orioles will be Cole Ewald, senior guard, averaging 11.7. Jacob Holm, junior forward, averaging 3.6. Eric Peel, senior forward, averaging 10 points per game. Aaron Ellingson, senior forward, averaging 6.7. And Paris Johnson, averaging 19.6 points per game. He's a junior. For the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles, it's Eric Dooms, senior guard, averaging 12 points per game. Number 2, Isaiah Suba, senior guard, averaging 8.9 points per game. Number 3, Ivan Klinger, senior forward, averaging 11 points per game. Number 11, Amarian Hanspart, he's a junior guard, averaging 14.2 points per game. And number 24, Jacob Husting, senior center, averaging 10.3 points per game. Eagles coming off a 76-51 loss against Chanhassen. Their last win against Bloomington Jefferson, January 23rd, a 52-51 victory. Head coach, St. Louis Park Orioles, Dave Brighton-Bucher. Jameen Cook, the head coach of Bloomington Kennedy.
When looking out on the floor, Bruce, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of height. Like some of the big Lake Conference teams that St. Louis Park has faced. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how much freedom Paris has around the hoop, and if St. Louis Park can take advantage of that lack of height.
When you look at the Kennedy team and you have like 4 players averaging in double figures and 1 at 8.9, so they've got some balanced scoring there. St. Louis Park Orioles have had most of their scoring coming from Paris Johnson and Cole Ewald. Gotten some from Eric Peel as well, but they'd like to get a little more balance and get some of those other guys in double digits. Orioles control the tip. Ewald into the front court for the Orioles. Paris Johnson, jump shot doesn't go, is tipped into the hands of the Eagles. Here comes Kennedy into the front court for the first time. Number 2 at Suba.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how St. Louis Park defends Dooms as one of Kennedy's primary scorers. Nice job by Ellingson there. Ellingson does a lot of little things for this team.
Drive to the basket, and shot didn't go. The rebound by Paris Johnson. Here comes the Orioles into the front court. Peel back to Johnson. He puts up a shot. Again, a little too hard off the iron. Rebound was taken down by number 3, Klinger. This is Suba. Both Orioles misses from Paris Johnson from outside.
And those are good kind of mid-range shots. He rises up really well in those jump shots. But St. Louis Park, that first possession, they did a nice job of keeping the ball moving, letting everybody touch it. So, you know, as you mentioned, you know, how is St. Louis Park going to get everybody involved in the scoring?
Well, Kennedy bringing it back out here as they're trying to find a hole in the Orioles defense. A little bit of a weave going.
See how frustrated Kennedy gets with.
Great defense that time. Ellingson holding his own there.
Yeah.
You see the height advantage that Klinger has inside, but Ellingson getting good position defensively on him.
Yeah, Ellingson might have the strength advantage.
And Klinger gets the first basket of the game. Drive along the baseline. Johnson passes on the shot. Holm a little short. Ellingson gets the rebound, put back, and a foul inside.
Nice position by Ellingson to get that rebound. Be interesting to see if Kennedy keeps going back to Klinger with the size advantage on Ellingson.
So Ellingson 1 of 2. St. Louis Park trails 2-1. Kennedy into the front court. This is Suba. He's guarded by Peel. Suba inside. Good position and a block by the Orioles. That was a tough pass to thread the needle. Harris got it into Ellingson. Ellingson will go back to the free throw line.
I don't know how that got through.
They're going to say he was not shooting here, so, but look at that pass. And a good job for Ellingson.
Yeah.
The last foul was on Klinger, his first.
Maybe Paris can give some lessons to Cousins on how to thread the needle.
What a great job. Again, Paris missing the shot, but Ellingson gets the rebound, puts it in. Ellingson playing a great first half so far. Outside jumper off the backboard and in, so. (4-3) the score as Kennedy into the front court.
Yeah, you can see Paris is an important figure on the inside, even as Peel's man got behind him. He saw Paris behind that forced him to pull it back out.
Orioles struggling a little bit from the field here in the early going. Ewald missing his shot, and it's still 4-3 in favor of the Eagles. You see the big screen that time, and sort of an open three from long range miss. Deal with the three just off the iron.
Now, those are open shots. They just got to keep taking them.
Tough move on the inside. Orioles had good defense on the play. There's another pass that was off of the Orioles. Paris throwing those long passes, trying to.
Yeah, the long bounce passes are tough to.
That's hard to handle. Yeah. Anyone can handle it. Cole Ewald usually can. He's the wide receiver. So
that's right.
Football team. shot from outside. A nice rebound by Dooms. Puts the ball in. 6-3, Kennedy leads.
You can see Kennedy coming out with a kind of a 1-3-1 trapping defense here.
Outside and get a travel call? Or do we get a foul before the travel?
A foul. I think it was Klinger.
That's Klinger's second foul, so he's going to have to take a seat on the bench.
Yeah, he's an important presence in the middle, I think, for Kennedy.
Jack Keeman.
It's a nice out-of-bounds play to get an open shot.
With the ball. Peel into the front court. Ewald penetrates in. Pass for Ellingson. He just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, nice thought by Ewald. I think Ellingson thought he was going to put that shot up. St. Louis Park has really come out and defended well, I think.
Orioles wanted a charge call, but they're going to call a blocking foul. First foul of the game for St. Louis Park.
It looks like Holm had good position there, actually. I think he did exactly what Coach Brighton-Bucher wanted him to do.
Marian Hanspert with the first free throw as Deontay's Ross will come into the game, replacing Holm.
Yeah, you can see Coach Brighton-Bucher trying to get his players in the positions that he wants. He wanted Ross up top across from Ewald. I think.
Wow, alley-oop, and I don't know, that was below the basket, but Paris was able to pick that ball up and put it over the edge.
I think he just kind of hung in the air for a second there.
I think that kid can fly.
I was just about to say they need to pass out of that 1-3-1 defense to get some open looks, and they did.
Suba missing the outside shot. Orioles with the rebound. They tie game 8-8. Ewald drives up. Nice penetration. Good move by Cole Ewald.
Yeah, it was a nice hesitation on releasing the ball there, letting the defender to kind of come back down before he put the shot up.
Orioles now with the 2-point lead.
You can see their energy levels picking up as well.
Hanspert, he drives down the lane. He's not afraid to shoot. He likes to, Hanspert likes to drive and put up these longer shots, it looks like, as he's driving.
Yeah, he's been attacking the basket, but just not getting a quality shot.
Well, he doesn't really have his feet set. He's Johnson, a little long on that one, and the rebound taken down by Hanspert.
Nice defense by Ellingson just to keep the Kennedy player in front of him.
Yeah, good, really good job by Houston as he keeps the ball alive and had a couple rebounds, and this time it goes out of bounds. St. Louis Park will get the ball. We have some substitutions in the game for both teams.
Yeah, Will Dvorak coming in and Holm coming back in.
Also, Chris Martin, number 42, into the game for Kennedy. You see Martin has some good size.
Yeah.
Ross penetrates the free throw line. Doesn't go, kept alive by Jackson. And now the foul is going to be called. I think this will go against the Orioles. Yeah, Will Dvorak picking up the foul.
Okay. It looked like they pushed the St. Louis Park player, pushed the other St. Louis Park player, so I was wondering where the foul was.
Nice pass inside and foul on the
A nice pick and roll by Kennedy there. Suba with a nice pass to Martin.
Jackson McLean picking up the foul. That will send Chris Martin to the free throw line.
Kennedy's back into a man-to-man here.
And Dvorak pops from outside, won't go. Good rebound. Paris Johnson back up top. Oh, missed the three.
I think that's the exact same spot that he hit the last three from. He's got a nice shot.
Suba with the basketball off for number 14.
Park is doing a nice job. Kennedy's sending a lot of kind of perimeter picks, and Park is doing a good job of jumping out on those picks.
Almost a steal by Johnson. Hands hard. Kennedy trails by 4. Drive to the basket. Nice move. Wide open for the 3, short on that one by Holm.
Little heat check by Holm there.
Yeah, I think he was leaning back a little bit, just didn't quite have his balance on that shot.
A nice defense by Ross there.
And Spart's 3 attempt, not good. There's Johnson, a 2-on-1. Johnson.
That nice finish. Those little floaters are difficult shots.
Yeah, it almost looked like he thought he could bring it in, and then he stopped and was still, you see right here, and how good of a job that he does really to keep his balance and not like push into the player and create.
Yeah, easily could have been a charge, right?
That was a situation too as a defender. The defender was sort of backing off a little bit where he may have wanted to just hold his ground and maybe he would have got a charging call.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's fun to kind of see the evolution of Ferris's game, you know, because he really had a breakout year last year, I thought, and his game just continues to evolve, and just little plays like that kind of illuminate to me just that he's continuing to work on his game and provide different ways of scoring than just jump shots.
Next game.
And dunks.
And you're right, and dunks. Exciting player to watch. And for next game for the Orioles is at Chanhassen, Friday, February 7th. Then home game Tuesday the 11th against Jefferson. And the big game that we're covering here at St. Louis Park will be a week from Friday when Minnehaha Academy comes in here to St. Louis Park. And that is going to be a full house.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of these players know each other, and they've been having these kind of games with Minnehaha for the last few years, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Ewald, left-hander, doesn't go. pushing the ball up.
It's hard to believe that Jalen Suggs is finally a senior.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. It's going to be interesting, too, to see how the Orioles can contain Holmgren.
Yeah. You can see that our scoreboard is out here.
Masuba hits the 3, and we're going to get a stoppage. Not sure if that may just be someone stepping on the cord and have to replug it in, but it looks like it's back up now and running. 2 straight 3s by the Eagles.
Yeah, these are kind of, I think St. Louis Park's feeling good about themselves and their position, especially coming off that Cooper win. But these are dangerous games for them against kind of middle of the pack teams. These next 3 games, actually.
Tom, and that actually, if we get a
nice shot by Peel and really created by Lyons, where he drew the defense and was able to kick it to Peel for a wide open 3.
And I was going to say, after the 2 3s, actually with the scoreboard going out, it gave the Orioles sort of a free timeout, which they may have wanted to call anyways, and come back with the 3 on a nice play.
You think Brighton Bucher was the one who unplugged the scoreboard?
I think he did. It's a new strategy, though. Yeah. We'll see if that happens a couple more times. Maybe 3 times.
You might need it.
Academy.
Yeah, right. Got to have a lot of tricks as a coach. See Paris Johnson getting ready to check back in here.
Houston at the line, misses the first free throw. That last foul, they said, has number 12 on the scoreboard, which would be Ethan Schmitz. No charge call.
It's a nice block by Kennedy there. Ellingson was just a little too far under.
Well, good game, 18-18 the score right now, and both teams playing hard. Johnson, a little too strong on.
Trying to get that jump shot going.
Suba picking up a little tempo, now he brings it back out.
I feel like Paris has an advantage, just with his athleticism and size, that it'd be nice to see him get into the basket more instead of settling for jump shots.
Tyshawn Lyons picking up the foul for the Orioles. 5 team fouls for St. Louis Park with 5:17 to go in the half. Orioles get the rebound on the missed shot. Peel takes it up quickly. Left-hander, and he draws the foul.
It's a nice job by Peel to attack there, and you can see he's got some speed. The Kennedy coach is a little upset.
Dooms with the fouls. Jacob Holm back in for the Orioles.
Oh,
wow, what a job by Ellingson keeping it.
And just a heads-up play by Peel to follow that shot and be in the right position to get that pass from Ellingson.
Kennedy playing without Klinger most of the half as he got in foul trouble early.
let's see here in this last little 4-minute stretch if St. Louis Park can. I was going to say try to stretch this out a little bit.
But Dooms is a great player and has his 8th point of the game as he hits a 3. 21-21, Johnson. Nice pass inside, a little too far under. Johnson had it blocked. And last touch by Holm, so the ball will go to the Eagles. Suba. Guarded by Peel. Suba into the front court. Looked like he was going to maybe try and take it down, but outside jumper. Off the mark by Hanspard.
Nice rebound by Ellingson. Haven't really seen Ewald get loose for any shots. It'd be nice to see if they can find some opportunities to get him some shots.
Peel with the missed 3, and now the Eagles will try and get the lead back. We've seen a number of lead changes here in the first half. Very evenly played. Jumper missed that time by Dooms. Johnson with the rebound. Here's Ewald into the front court. Well, it may have been a flop, but it did affect the shot by Ewald. Yeah, I think Cole was hoping he could get in a little bit further. Had to just take an awkward shot that time. And Kennedy with the rebound. Kennedy into the front court. This is Suba. Dooms.
Good help by Ellingson.
Right. There's Holm. Foul on the Eagles.
Is that Dooms with another foul? Nice bounce pass by Peel to Holm.
Tough decision now for Kennedy if they want to take Dooms out of the game here.
There you go.
Rob Issa, number 5 in the game.
Peel providing some pressure there.
Good rebound by Johnson into the front court. Peel. Long pass. Trying to pass across the baseline for Ellingson. It was picked off.
Yeah, I think he just got pinned along the baseline.
And a charge called as Paris Johnson had great position on that play.
Oh yeah, you can see Paris was holding that position for 2 or 3 seconds before.
Deontay Ross will check in, replacing Holm. Final 2 minutes here of the first half, 22-21 Orioles lead.
They're back with that 1-3-1 defense. So we'll see if they can pass their way out of this. You can see Coach Breitenbucher getting his players in the positions that he wants.
Cole keeps throwing it a little bit behind into the corner.
I'm not sure if Park just wants to use this clock. Doesn't seem like Ewald is thinking about scoring much here. No. He wants one shot,
right.
He said.
Keep away right now.
Yeah.
Down to 45 seconds.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they stay in the same defense here in the last 10 seconds or if they try to switch it up. Because if they can pass their way through this defense, they should be able to get an open shot. See, St. Louis Park is moving more towards the basket.
Johnson takes the shot early on the clock. Deontay knocks it out of bounds. They got him out of the zone, but they're also going to give Kennedy a chance to take the lead here at the end of the half.
We'll see how good Kennedy is at stalling here. See what kind of pressure Peel puts on.
Neither team in the bonus, so St. Louis Park doesn't have to worry if they do foul that they're going to send Kennedy to the line.
You can see Kennedy brought Dooms back in for this final stretch here.
Take a look, and I do think that Ellingson was moving.
Well, they brought Klinger and Dooms in for offense, and now they're checking the defense in.
That was a big call there, because had they called the foul of the charge, it would have been Klinger's third foul. So instead, Klinger still only has 2 fouls. Right. Boys will have 9 seconds till they get the rebound to get the lead back here. If Klinger makes the free throw. Pair misses. Rebound by the Orioles. Ewald, 7 seconds. He's got time. Takes it all the way to the hoop. The shot does not go. And the putback not in time. But Klinger missing the pair of free throws, and the Orioles still maintain that 1-point lead.
Yeah, it was kind of a strange half. You just never felt like either team got into an offensive flow.
We don't have stats really to look at shooting percentage, but I think if you look at shooting percentage, it was not very good in that first half. So.
No, especially opening the half, it felt like there was a lot of misses.
I don't feel like there was a lot of times you'll see that there's just so many turnovers and teams aren't even getting the opportunity. I think we didn't have as many turnovers. We had a lot of shots, but just not falling on some of the shots weren't good shots, but even the good ones weren't falling. But still a close game, and both teams playing pretty hard.
Yeah, well, let's hope things heat up here in the second half. This is an important game for St. Louis Park in the standings if they want to be in a position to face Chaska and Cooper at home. So they're going to have to come out in the second half with a little energy and find a way to get the ball in the bucket more.
All right, 22-21 our score. We are at halftime. Stay with us. We'll have more basketball coming up here in just a minute.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
22-21 our score at halftime as we're ready to start the second half. Eagles will have the basketball. For the Eagles, they come out with Dooms, Suba, Klinger, Hanspart, and Houston. For the Orioles, it's Ewald, Holm, Peel, Ellingson, and Johnson. Ball deflected. Orioles have it. Ewald.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought that was a good little hesitation move. They called him for a carry. And I think he bit his lip at the same time.
That's bad. You get called for a turnover and you bite your lip. That's not good.
No, that's. Well, Kennedy had.
Well, that was a strong move by Houston. And a nice rebound by Suba. They still can't get those shots to go. Almost indicative of that first half. There's another miss. You see a lot of missed shots in this game so far.
Well, you can see Kennedy. You know, they had some success in the first half with Klinger, and they got a little bit of a size advantage. So we'll see if they try to keep getting it into the middle here. Last two possessions, they've been trying to get it down into the middle.
Coach Breitenbucher was not happy. He stomped his foot. He wants his team to get those rebounds and not give up those second chances. Another miss by Houston, and Orioles with the ball. I have to say that I think the Eagles had about 5 shots on that whole possession, and not one going in. And they were actually very high percentage shots. They got inside for some nice.
Yeah, that does not help the average.
A 3 and a good box out defensively that time by Klinger.
Well, it's interesting. I think Kennedy's doing a nice job of limiting the chances for
Again,
St. Louis Park's.
2 more misses and no foul as Ewald coming into the front court had the ball stripped.
But I was going to say, if you look at the shot attempts for St. Louis Park, they're having a hard time. Holmes, I think, has gotten the most shot attempts, where you'd like to see Paris and Ewald and Peel getting some more attempts.
Well, Kennedy's come out with a lot of energy right now.
Yeah, St. Louis Park's fortunate that Kennedy's been struggling shooting.
Both teams have struggled from the free throw line. There's another rebound and another miss by Houston. Johnson.
Well, that's Klinger potentially.
What was that? Klinger or Houston? You're right.
Yeah, you could see Klinger was upset. He felt like he had position.
Paris only had 4 points in the first half.
Well, nice to see him attack the basket, and hopefully that'll kind of unlock his jump shot, because he's got a good jump shot, and it just was not falling in the first half.
There's a good free throw shooter on the season, and makes the second one. That shouldn't have been a tongue twister. I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, that was a nice pass.
High alley-oop for Johnson, goes out of bounds. Orioles will get it back. Peel. A good box out again by Suba.
Yeah, Suba's had a nice game. He's just had a really struggled finishing on the hoop.
Well, I don't know how Paris got that one to fall. Good defense on that play, and Paris was able to hang in the air with defenders on him and get it.
Yeah, that was a strong finish by Paris, and a quick timeout by Breitenbucher, because I think, 3.5 minutes into the second half, I don't think he feels like his team's playing the way he wants them to play. You can see him that he's very animated in the timeout right now.
So you see the upcoming schedule for the St. Louis Park Orioles, and you see Chanhassen on the road. Couple home games against Jefferson and Minnehaha Academy. They go on the road again to Benilde, but then a big couple games against Chaska and Robbinsdale Cooper at home, and a makeup game. Armstrong was actually a home game a couple Saturdays ago when we got the big snowstorm. That was rescheduled, and the reason they were playing at St. Louis Park was really that Armstrong just didn't have many dates that worked on their schedule, but because they had to reschedule it, they moved it back to Armstrong where they originally wanted. Last year the game was at Park, so it really should have been at Armstrong. And Armstrong's a good team this year. We got a good record, three losses, so that'll be a tough game for the Orioles. But that's a tough schedule at the end of the season for the Orioles too. It's 3 games in 5 days right before the sections. Houston's doing a really good job right now for the Eagles. And a great pass.
Nice pass underneath. A really good cut there by.
That was Hanspart.
Yeah, Hanspart had a nice cut.
Boy, Paris.
He's got that floater working. He's got 6 points off that floater tonight.
Eagles really working it down low. You see the hustle right now by the Eagles. Every time the Orioles get in the ball, the Eagles are challenging. They're fighting for that basketball and the turnovers. That was a great pass we saw for Hanspert.
Park's got to feel pretty fortunate to be tied here, because the amount of offensive rebounds and extra chances and shots really close in for Kennedy, they could easily have a pretty good lead here.
Deontay's took it all the way in, and Ellingson missing the follow-up. Houston comes hard to the basket. He misses another layup. Orioles have numbers. Ross, pass for Ellingson.
Oh, nice.
Basket is good, and a foul.
It was like the exact same play from a second ago, and Ellingson was able to finish it this time. And a nice job by Peel to avoid the charge there.
Lions.
Suba was trying to draw the charge on Peel, and Peel did a really nice job of avoiding that to allow that play to happen.
Houston was called for the foul. That was his first. Ellingson with the free throw.
And Lions back in for Park.
3-point Oriole lead. Klinger still on the bench with 3 fouls now. Outside jumper, little short by Dooms. Lions.
Just looked a little off balance on that jump shot.
Ewald. Well, he had a nice move, created some space, and just couldn't get the shot to go.
Yeah, he was trying to get that isolation there, and he got it. He got a good shot, just didn't go down.
Nice shot by Hanspart.
Hanspart had a, yeah.
9 points to the game.
Jump shot.
Hanspart, the leading scorer on this team, averaging 14 points per game. Well, that's Lions trying to get that shot to go. Definitely height disadvantage.
Yeah.
Orioles have a 3-guard offense in the game right now. Playing a small lineup.
Now that could be the third on Dooms there. Oh, 4, I thought it was 1.
Yeah, so Tiemann picking up the foul.
Well, it was a good recognition on Cole's part to see that the defense was out of position and to attack the basket.
Cole Ewald. Gonna go play football at Upper Iowa.
I think they just called a lane violation on Ewald. Ewald just kind of took a step after he took that shot.
So you all get credit for 0 for 2 from the line on that.
Nice defense by Ewald there.
Good defense. Paris Johnson. Johnson. Ross almost 2 travels that time.
Yeah. Nice job by Park to get back into their offensive.
Floater by Ross is good. Deontay's with his first 2 points of the game, and it's 32-30 Orioles.
Park's got the floaters working today.
It's been a battle for points. Low scoring 32-30. Nice play in for Martin, and another missed inside shot for the Eagles. Ewald went too fast, lost the ball himself, and we're gonna foul outside the.
Yeah, he had Peel in the corner who was wide open there. Just wasn't able to get it off.
Houston was called for the foul. We're going to switch to inbounder to Peel. Dvorak in the game for the Royals too. Deontay's floater not good. Rebound Martin. Trailing by 2, here comes the Eagles. Well, the ball was tipped and deflected by Peel, and you see he did a good job defensively getting all ball, and it looked like someone came from behind, tipped it out of bounds, Peel unable to save it. So Eagles ball, and we're going to hold foul on the Orioles.
Ross on.
Foul number 2 for the St. Louis Park Orioles here in the second half. 9:45 remaining, 32-30 the score. Left-handed shot is good by Klinger.
Nice job by Klinger, right over Paris.
Paris again.
There's the jump shot. Hopefully that starts working for him.
It's about the area where he's been hitting his shots. Been taking that middle of the lane.
Yeah, a lot of kind of those mid-range.
Well, that was a really good move by Suda to get around the defender, but missed the shot. Long pass for Johnson. And as high as he can jump, he wasn't able to get to that one.
Yeah, you can see a nice help defense by Ellingson there. Klinger's still able to finish.
Score remains remains a 2-point game. St. Louis Park in the lead.
Just kind of took his eye off the ball there. You can see the Kennedy coach is a little upset.
Oh yeah, he's not happy, Cook.
It's not easy being a high school coach.
No. Ewald, he'll pump for 3. Oh, just a little short.
I think that's the first 3 he's taken tonight.
Cole, one of the better shooters from outside. See if they try and get Klinger inside. Good play defensively by Ellingson.
That was all speed.
Ewald in for Johnson.
Oh,
That ball is
nice
batted
block.
away. Martin with the block.
It's good help by Martin.
Klinger. Nice. Six in the game for Tyvon Klinger. Johnson misses on the other end. Royals wasted no time putting that shot up.
No, you'd like to see him get into an offensive flow where they're getting shots off their offense. And you can see Klinger's confidence is improving.
The shot by Hanspard. Royals with the rebound. Johnson trying to get inside position. He had it for a second there. Rebound, Paris, and a putback is good.
That was all extra effort. Nice effort by Paris.
And again, that's one of the few times that the Orioles have been able to get some rebounds in this game. They've been out rebounded.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting here with 7 minutes to go. And St. Louis Park holding on to a 2-point lead. Kind of how St. Louis Park responds to Kennedy's kind of size inside. It feels like Klinger's starting to get a little confidence. They're starting to get more inside baskets and see how St. Louis Park can kind of seal that off down the stretch.
Tom, you think you can do that dance?
No, never could. I wish I could.
Well, we talk about the Kennedy Eagles. How about the Eden Prairie Eagles? They're undefeated this season, having 18-0. Great season. And that was a team where these freshman players that have played now they're in their 4th year. They've all played together now for 4 years, and it's really made a difference. And they're going to be tough to beat this season. Everyone, when they played, even some of the better teams are winning by 20 points. And fun team to watch.
Yeah, and I think, obviously playing in the Lake Conference, they're playing against really high-quality teams, so they'll be battle-tested once the sections come around. But it says a lot when you have kids that play in those lower levels together and they stick together on their high school team. All too often you see those traveling teams break up after 8th grade and kids go to different schools. So that's nice to see.
Well, Dooms with his first make here in the second half, and that's a 3. And that gives the Eagles a lead. Been a lot of lead changes. We get a foul against number 5, Rob Issa.
I think Issa was just kind of caught out of position there. You see Holm coming back in. He had some good minutes in the first half.
Yeah, he did. He hit a couple threes, had 7 points in the first half. They need some scoring from him. And a foul on Dooms. That's his 3rd.
Well, now Kennedy's getting close. That'll be their 6th foul, and I think that's going to put Park in the bonus the next time. So those are important fouls, with Park only having 2 team fouls at this point.
Yeah, Park only picked up 5 fouls in the first half, and there's an over and back by Ewald. Had he caught that in the backcourt, he would have been fine, but he caught it in the front and moved into the backcourt.
Yeah, I think the inbounder really needs to put Ewald in a better position. Nice steal by Paris.
Good defense, not allowing Paris to get that lane to the basket.
Yeah, held their position without fouling. Yeah, I think actually I know there's some people that didn't, but you could see that he kind of pushed his hip out.
Yeah, so that's number 3 on Houston. 7th foul. Ellingson and a foul.
I thought Ewald almost lost it there. Well, he did. But a nice job by Ellingson to pick that up.
Number 4 on Klinger.
And get the defender off of his feet. I'll be interested to see how the Kennedy coach manages Klinger's time here.
Well, free throw is crucial here, and whereas not free throws great made from the line.
Yeah.
Both teams have struggled from the free throw line tonight. I venture to say that both teams are right around 50% at best.
There you go, Ellingson, 50% from the line. All right, we got a tie game with 5:45 to go here.
So it's 22-21 to start the half, and it's now 37-37. Well, Ross going for the steal and reached in.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's when somebody dribbles for that long, typically not a lot of good things happen. It was St. Louis Park can afford to be a little aggressive here. Not that you want them to foul, but I think they can play aggressive defense with only 3 fouls. Holmes, nice job extending his hand and not letting Dooms take that 3-point shot.
Hanspard guarded by Ewald.
Hanspard's had a nice game today.
We get a timeout by Kennedy.
Probably a good timeout. You can see their offense was kind of stagnant there.
Yeah, pushing outward. And here's a look at the conference standings. You see Robbinsdale Cooper 5-1 in conference. St. Louis Park and Chaska 4-1. And as you mentioned, you look at the records and you see St. Louis Park 5-11, but in second place in the conference. And they have a chance to control their destiny if they could win. You know, they play Chaska and Cooper again. So.
Yeah, I mean, the first, this game tonight marks kind of the end of the first half of the conference season, and Chaska beat, let's see, St. Louis Park beat Cooper, and then Chaska beat Park, and Cooper beat Chaska. So it's kind of up for grabs, as you said.
That's good. You did a good job on that one.
Yeah, I don't know what it meant, but I think it made sense.
Kennedy beat Jefferson.
Yeah.
Jefferson beats Benilde. Chanhassen beats Benilde. Chanhassen beats.
Basically, I'm saying anybody with 1 loss is in a good position.
And you can see Kennedy trying to even their conference record, and they're right in this ball game right now.
Yeah, 4:50 to go here. And it's really going to be interesting to see kind of whose offense can execute down the stretch here. Points have been at a premium.
Eden Prairie 88, Wayzata 81.
Ooh. I'm assuming that Wayzata team probably has another Benigno.
Well, you know, Wayzata actually only has 5 wins this season, but they've had some injuries, and now they're healthy, and they actually were on a 3-game winning streak. So another miss by Houston inside.
Nice job by Ellingson to tap it to Harris. Now you can see Coach Brighton Bucher wanting them to get into an offensive set, see if they can get a good shot out of this.
Cole Ewald with only 2 points in the ball game. Oh, that was ball lost.
Suba did a nice job at tipping it out of.
Nice rebound by Paris Johnson. Again, a miss inside. Ewald off the mark. Martin with the rebound, and now the Eagles have it under 4 minutes in a 37-37 game.
You know, both teams have kind of done a nice job on some of the shooters of the other team. Good finish by Suba.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to say that much tonight, but that was a really nice finish there. Keel, I thought, had the block. But I think both teams have done a nice job on the other team's shooters. Ewald just hasn't been able to get a shot off. Dooms, I think, maybe had 1 or 2, but they've done a nice job extending out on him and not letting him shoot those threes.
I think they should take it to Klinger here if they can. Klinger has, and they are right now. That's a smart move by Ellingson, because Klinger came back into the game with 4 fouls. Oh, nice move. And again, a miss and a block now by Paris Johnson.
It's like bowling pins.
That's what I was going to say. Paris just got a strike,
but he didn't extend his arm, which I think was good. I mean, he kind of created that space with his body. Lucky to get a no call when 2 guys fall down, but good finish.
I'll tell you, Houston has to wonder what it takes to get that ball to go in. He has had a number of chances inside.
Yeah, both Dooms and Klinger went down on that one.
Ewald's first foul. 14 fouls for the Orioles. 8 for the Eagles.
Again, with only 14 fouls, St. Louis Park can be aggressive. Don't have to worry about giving up free throws.
Klinger, he takes it in for the basket.
The refs are kind of letting them play a little bit. Nice finish by Klinger.
41-41. Down to the last 2 minutes to go. Johnson with the ball. Ellingson takes it on Klinger. And a great move. Aaron Ellingson has picked up the offensive tempo, and again, having Klinger as having to defend. You see Ellingson with a nice spin move to his left. Ellingson couldn't foul.
Great finish. He's had a couple of nice finishes.
Yeah. He really has. 11 points in the game for Ellingson. So we saw earlier the Orioles' upcoming schedule. There's Kennedy's schedule. A lot of games on the road for Kennedy. St. Paul Highland Park. Benilde, that's a game Benilde's down this year a little bit, and a game that they could win there. And then tough stretch with Chaska and Cooper. Then they close out with Jefferson and Chanhassen. Those are games that you have an opportunity to win, and hopefully St. Louis Park can be the victor at the end and on the 28th.
Yeah, hopefully that's a meaningful game for St. Louis Park. Certainly it'll be meaningful, I'm sure, for section seeding, and I don't know what the section is looking like this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we have a minute 41 to go. About the same pace that we had in the first half, where it was 22-21. Now it's 43-41. So
they're consistent.
Well, yeah, I think if the teams were shooting 50%, this would be 80 to 80 type of game. But
yeah, a lot of shots. Kennedy's missed a lot of shots around the basket.
There's the three, and it's good by Dooms. So coming out of they have a run of play for Dooms, and they take the lead on the Orioles.
Now they're back into the 1-3-1 trapping defense here. It'll be interesting to see if St. Louis Park can pass their way out of this. They can see Paris on the backside.
Ewald, he takes the three. Misses. Rebound for the Eagles. Orioles trail by 1 with 51 seconds.
Right. It'll be interesting to see. Again, they only have 4 fouls, so if St. Louis Park wants to foul and make them shoot free throws, they're going to have to foul quite a few times.
They can be aggressive here. They're going to have to foul soon. Now the Orioles with 5 fouls.
So average 6. So next one should put them into the bonus here. I'm not sure if Dooms is the one you want to foul.
Right. And that time, Eagles taking the timeout. Dooms with 4 threes, 14 points.
It'll be interesting to see if St. Louis Park tries to, get the turnover right away, put some pressure on them, or if they foul right away. Either way, it's still a 1-possession game, even if they make both free throws. So.
Well, and St. Louis Park has been in this situation. They trailed the Cooper team by 8 points with about a minute to go, and were able to come back and win that game. So, that helps you when you get into a tight game like this to not panic. And
yeah, hopefully that experience pays off here.
Eagles have looked good. I mean, they played tough in this game.
Yeah, they got some nice talented players. Good mix of size and guard play.
Suba with the ball. Orioles going to have to foul here pretty soon. And now they foul with 16 seconds.
And I'm not sure they wanted to put Dooms on the line. I thought a foul sooner might have.
Right. Suba was 0 for 1 from the free throw line. They had him out here. That would have maybe been the player to foul.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen Dooms from the line yet, so we'll see. Misses.
All right, perfect strategy.
11 seconds. Ewald. Tough shot. Put back is good by Ellingson. And a timeout.
Wow, Ellingson has been the X factor today. I mean, he's had a lot of great buckets here down the stretch. And
Ewald, that was a tough to just get rid of that.
Forced the action, which forced the defense to come guard Ewald, which made Ellingson open on the other side, and a nice finish by Ellingson.
And again, in high school, you can't advance the ball on the timeout, so they're going to have to take it in the backcourt.
And now with 7 fouls, they got to be careful about not fouling.
Right, now you wish you were back in that situation with 5 fouls. That foul to give would come in handy.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Kennedy tries to go back to Dooms. You know, they haven't made Dooms is really the one that's made the 3-pointers for them. I can't think of another player that's, Hanspart. Yeah, Hanspart is, I think he's knocked down 1 or 2 threes. So we'll see if they can get it in their hands. And then defensively, see if Park, forces them to catch the ball in the backcourt. It looks like they're coming out with a press, so they're going to force them to get the ball in early. And
just have to make sure that they guard the long pass.
Yeah. Got Ellingson as the free safety here.
Well, the Orioles look at the setup, and now they're going to take a timeout. Little chess match right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see Coach Breitenbuer kind of waiting to see kind of what their formation was, and now he's adjusting. We'll see if Kennedy adjusts as well.
So St. Louis Park looking for their 6th win of the season. For Kennedy, they are looking for win number 11. Down to 5 seconds, 1-point game. We've had a lot of lead changes. And besides the Minnehaha game, Park has, 3 or 4 games coming up now against teams that have lesser records in the conference. And I'm sure Coach Breitenbuer is going to be talking to these guys about kind of their energy level in those games to not take them for granted. And again, I think Coach Breitenbuer is saying don't foul here, but got to make sure you don't give them a high percentage shot either.
Now St. Louis Park has pulled back a little bit, it looks like. Back into a man-to-man.
So here they go. This is Dooms. And we get a push and a foul. Foul called on Ross. That's what you didn't want to do, 1.7 seconds.
I didn't see that. Yeah, there are 2 Kennedy players on the floor there.
See if we can take a look at this again. Oh, we got a replay on that?
To me, that's just incidental contact on a good pick by Kennedy.
So Klinger to the line. Klinger 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Misses the shot. Orioles with the rebound, and Paris Johnson is fouled with 0.3 seconds to go. Well, you can win and lose games at the free throw line, and we've seen a lot of missed free throws in this game, and some crucial ones.
One thing I just caught, Klinger's obviously disappointed in missing that free throw, and I thought, and Suba went over to him to tell him it's all right, which just shows me what a great teammate Suba is.
Well, if you're Paris Johnson, you might as well miss the second one.
Yeah.
Well, if you make it, you sort of.
Well, you can really only tip this in, right? I think there was wasn't there a Augsburg Gustavus game recently where they disallowed a shot with 0.4 seconds left?
Well, most players when they shoot, they always hit the overhang. This is one of the few times they got it through the overhang, and tough loss for the Eagles because they really fought hard in this game, and sort of you could say the Orioles just pulled that one out. They squeaked that one out, and win's a win, and you got to feel good about it. But, Kennedy really played a tough game against the St. Louis Park Orioles tonight.
Yeah, I think they really did. I mean, the Klinger and Dooms, Hanspart, just, I thought they played a good game. They played well defensively against Park to hold us to only 47 points. And this is one of those games that I think St. Louis Park can learn the lesson about coming out with energy without having to go through the pain of a loss.
Right.
I'm sure they all recognize that they probably felt like they would have had a better performance. But when your shot's not falling, you got to find a way to kind of grind it out, and they did. And Ellingson, I really thought, gave them great energy down the stretch there. And Paris, of course, was Paris and made some important buckets as well.
Yeah, Paris had 4 points in the first half, 13 in the second half, and Ellingson had 13 points in the game. Only 2 in the game for Ewald, so they had to get some scoring in some other ways. And Jacob Holm had a couple key shots in the first half, and but still this Oriole team needs to find some additional scoring somewhere else in there. They got 6 points in the game from Eric Peel. I think when we say you need to find a place to get the extra points, they did tonight with Ellingson, and Ellingson such a great job on defense and a great job on offense, and I'd have to say Ellingson probably would be our player of the game for the St. Louis Park Orioles the way he played in this game. So.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I just think he brings a consistent energy level to all the games that I've seen. He does a lot of the little things as far as rebounds and positioning, and really always defending typically players that are taller than him, and doing a nice job of keeping them out of the lane with his strength. And down the stretch, I mean, it was a little bit of a surprise, but he was able to finish some really tough shots down low.
Right. You look at the Orioles bench, only 2 points, Deontay Ross. So
yeah, I've seen some other games where Will Dvorak, and I'm not sure where Stanley Jackson was today if he was sick, but they need some more contributions off the bench.
And again, tough loss for Kennedy because they definitely had their shots to win the game. They had a number of shots from inside the lane, and some of them were challenged a little bit, but a number of them, when you look at the way Kennedy was rebounding and getting second and third opportunities at that basket, they just couldn't get those balls to fall. So St. Louis Park has some work to do. They're going to have to work a little bit more defensively to not allow those high percentage shots, because again that could have cost them. But again, in the end, it was a good win for the Orioles. So.
Yeah, a great win, keeps them in a great position. Now they're tied with Kennedy or with Cooper at the top of the conference, and they got some. What do they got coming up? They got Chanhassen, and that's a dangerous game. Chanhassen is always, they got that really big gym that kind of sucks the life out of the crowd, and it can be kind of a strange place to play. So they'll have to come ready.
All right, so St. Louis Park now with 6 wins, 6-11, and for Kennedy they are now 10-7. Final score tonight 47-44. On behalf of Tom Whitlock, I'm Bruce Overman saying so long here from St. Louis Park.